Today, we celebrate the goodness of the Lord, remembering how He has blessed UECP for the past 75 years. Let us walk down the memory lane back to our early beginnings and trace the guiding hands of God on our church.
Tracing our roots. The history of the United Evangelical Church of the Philippines, formerly called the Chinese United Evangelical Church, is closely linked with southern Fujian, China. As most of the founding members came from the freestyled evangelical background in Fujian province, this group of people, led by Kieng Din Kiet, Kepler Tieng Kieng Po, and Xiu Zong Kieng, gathered for prayer in what they hoped that a church of Presbyterian form of worship be found. Little did they know that unforeseen chain of events would bring about a dramatic change in the course of church history in the Philippines.
On July 14, 1929, the first prayer meeting was held. 14 people gathered together at the mezzanine floor of a home along Rena Regente Street. It was a stormy night, as though through pain a new church would be born. The Chinese name Du Hui became the official name of our church. Du Hui refers to Chinese immigrants who settled in the Philippines. The name embodied the sentiment at the time, as our congregation back then saw herself as an extension work of the Church of Christ in China. Late Dr. George William Wright was the first American Presbyterian missionary to help our church in our early days, particularly during Sunday services.
3 years later, our church moved to another small residential house on Alvarado Street. Reverend George Chua, who graduated from Wuchou Bible College in Guangxi, China, was invited in 1934 to be the pastor.
That same year, Miss Elizabeth Hu and Miss Alice Lan of the Bethel's Mission of Shanghai came to conduct a series of evangelistic and revival meetings. In June 1935, the late Dr. John Sung came to the Philippines and proposed a nationwide interchurch evangelistic campaign. The series of evangelistic campaigns these pioneer missionaries conducted marked the beginning of evangelical Christianity among the Chinese in the Philippines.
12 years later, in 1941, our church acquired a property in Benavides Street, which was originally used as a school building. On the evening of December 7, 1941, a Thanksgiving service was held. Almost at the same time, the Japanese warplanes rained bombs at Pearl Harbor that ignited World War II.
Right after Manila was liberated, whenever there was an evangelistic campaign in our church, people would come and pack the four corners of our church. Reverend Silas Wong and Reverend George Chua played significant role in laying the groundwork of training and teaching the early believers in the Word of God.
The year 1962 saw the old sanctuary being constructed. When we began to construct the old sanctuary, it was not without conflicts and setbacks. But the Lord reminded our leaders His word in Psalm 29 verse 10. The Lord sits enthroned over the flood. The Lord is enthroned as King forever. Helped by God, we completed the old sanctuary in November 1966. It was then that our church became known as the United Evangelical Church of Manila.
With the retirement of Reverend Silas Wong in 1965, after almost 30 years of service, Reverend Wesley Xiao took over as senior pastor. Regarded as a man of prayer, Reverend Xiao will always be remembered for the simplicity and strength of his faith. His quiet, gentle spirit provided stability to our church so that we enjoyed steady growth and tranquility during his pastorate.
In 1982, we changed the name of our church to United Evangelical Church of the Philippines, and in June of 1987, we moved to our present sanctuary, which was built to accommodate the growing congregation. Though number is by no means the true measure of success, our numerical growth was a testament of God's blessing upon us.